Why are we angry facing now?
Because it's food we don't eat. So,
What can it be that?
that's harder to hold. At least mine,
That's true.
I kind of mapped it out, but now my eye hurts.
We're warming up and manually resharing our link.
Vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
Funnily, Baduy Pride is a reminder to drink our vitamins, to brush our teeth after dinner.
You know, I used to not realize that AZT was for HIV because of rent. So whenever I'd hear AZT break, I thought it was like an acronym for something. I know. And then later I realized, oh, okay, that's what that was. Because I watched Rent before I was more aware about these things. Yeah. Your boyfriend's kind of dumb.
Maybe you are a Joey.
See, I told you.
What? Wait, I was in the process of sharing and stuff.
Does that mean I'm bastusable?
I think by virtue of whatever, everyone is bastusable for someone.
That's true. I think that's a fact.
That's like a tangent of like, you're always someone's porn or something.
Mm-hmm.
Links.
Well, Bob Ross appeared
Himself? Hi.
because it showed the previous post, so it was Bob Ross's face.
Yeah. Just painting a little tree over there. Oh, I still haven't shared the video to BGG. Residual traffic than you.
Mm-mm. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This has been quite a week. Well,
It's only Tuesday.
exactly. Actually feels like it's already like Thursday.
We were super productive today, though.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
And then lots of chores, lots of work.
And no vampire tomorrow.
Yeah, because there will be the show. I'm guessing we can talk about that more in a bit. So we're just waiting for some of our regulars to show up, but we will officially be starting in, I guess, a minute.
Which is something that may not matter to you if you're watching this in the future when this is no longer a live stream.
Hey, Jay! Okay, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be an emoji.
It's an emoji when it's like that. Because Restream can't read
Mhm.
emoji. So if you go to YouTube, you'll see
Nope.
it. Go to YouTube.
There. Oh, okay, it's a cat in a box. Shelter in. Okay. Hey, Jay. Nice to have you with us.
Hi ho.
Primitive frog here.
Mm-hmm.
So shall we start? We might as well start. Not yet. Need more time.
It's okay. We can start. But I
No, I'm
just
buying
need
you time.
Too late. You already triggered the start discussion. You bought nothing. You just threw that effort away into nothingness.
We don't have an oh my,
What?
like in Friends. Oh my.
Because we don't
God.
have a Janice.
Yeah.
Why would you want a Janice?
Well, yeah, a line we end up saying that we've inherited from someone.
No, you're bad with lines. So
That's true. I prefer circles. Let's start the show.
yeah, we're gonna start. Okay, one moment.
Oh yeah! Really right!
This is Toby.
And this is Rocky.
And if it's your first time here, welcome to Baduy Pride, our little space on the internet where we talk about anything we want.
It's completely unscripted and not entirely accurate, but at least it's honest. Join us as we talk about everything and anything random live.
And if it's not your first time here, thank you so much for joining us again. This is one of those food topics because it's a Tuesday. So for episode 221, this is all about food we don't eat.
Yeah, this was a requested topic by Mitch, who hasn't joined the stream yet, but I'm assuming she'll be in shortly. If you're new to the stream, we can't see who's watching until you comment, so feel free to participate. Join the discussion in the comment section, and we'll try to incorporate it into the show. And if you're too shy to do that, please at least like this video, share it with your friends, and help get the word out about Baduy Pride. Hey.
So, food we don't eat. We were discussing how to approach this topic because one,
I feel like we actually eat a lot of things. And were it not for me shifting to keto, I don't think I really would have a lot of things like I absolutely abhor or avoid. Like the classic example that is often a big debate on social media is okra. And I super love okra.
yeah, okra is yummy.
I
know a lot
love
of
it in
people.
sinigang.
A lot of people hate how it's like slimy or how it like has all these weird seeds. I like them.
Or it's tough. But then, if it's tough, it means it wasn't cooked
Yeah,
right.
I think that's the thing. I think people are associating okra in general when they have bad okra.
And hello, Urim.
Hey, Urim.
And it's like I said in another episode, I talked about I'm haunted by. There was this Garfield cartoon where it was an animated version of a strip where Garfield sees some sort of roll on the table, and then what's this? Could it be a cast from a new taste treat? And then he. So I don't know why I should remember that line from the cartoon because it was the 10th anniversary special that we recorded to VHS times, and when I said something like I didn't want to eat a particular vegetable, I can't remember what it was. Then she's like, "I thought the good gourmet never." So then that has encouraged me to eat many things. So like I have a decent appreciation for ampalaya, which is as much as it's very bitter, I like that bitter taste for vegetables. And then I think that's like the poster child of vegetable sprouts. Also, but hello. And we're just waiting for things. Sorry about that. It happens from time to time because we are not on fiber. It's taking a while.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back on Facebook. So I think
Okay.
try refreshing the YouTube monitor just to be sure. Let us know if we're still broadcasting.
Oh wow, I think we lost YouTube. YouTube is nothing but stars. Yeah.
So there's that. So then I feel like there are a lot of things I eat. So and very few things I shun. Other like internet examples. So while I am not a big I also don't want to eat pizza, and I was stuck with I would still eat the pineapples and not pick them off. So then so there's a lot of things like not necessarily a thing. Oh, Urim says he has difficulty eating chicken. I've had the pleasure of trying it. I can't imagine it is difficult. What about you? What are foods that you
Well,
or should we first cite Toby's big philosophy that eat and whatever sequence you eat in a meal, it all ends up in the same place. And so Toby with some of his food choices.
so there aren't many things I don't eat, but there are some.
Okay.
I do not enjoy durian with a vengeance. I've tried the candy, I've tried the ice cream, I've tried the fruit. A lot. It's good when it's fresh, or you'll acquire. It's a taste that's acquired, and can't stand the smell either. Um, I remember there was this team building seminar I attended with my office mates, and should be assigned in. Whoa! One of them decided to bring a top. It hasn't been opened yet. It was still in the plastic bag. We could all smell it already. So that kind of forced us, despite the air conditioning, to open all the windows. And um, I know it's probably an overreaction the way, let's say, a foreigner would react to when there's bagoong. But I just really couldn't connect with it, even if I wanted to try at some point.
And I don't have a strong, I mean, I also don't like the smell, but I
Mm.
haven't really tried durian for some reason.
For me, the worst was when I had a little bit of a taste, and then for the next 2 hours, every burp was durian. It just didn't want to go away, and
I think I've
that
only
super freaked
encountered
me
the
out.
candy, but I can't remember if I actually tried it or just saw it was durian candy.
Yuri mentions he loves the 1 day old chicks, but he has difficulty with the
You
chicken
mean
head.
balot?
So there's balot, which is usually balot penoy, and then there's balot, wherein the chick is much more prominent.
Okay.
And then there's the balot where it's just mostly the yellow and the white.
Yeah. Isn't that penoy?
So I also prefer the ones with the chick present, but not if it has reached a point where the feathers are more prominent. Because that's when you start, okay, that's different. And I don't like that.
And the
Um,
soup is always really good. It's
Yeah.
like a concentrated, I guess, essentially it's a duck soup, but
Yeah.
it comes out really good.
Vegetables. Um, I struggled with ampalaya as a kid. I really didn't like it. As I grew older, I started to appreciate it more. I still have trouble with raw garlic. You've gained the thing for
I
that.
don't know why. I blame the rise of Korean food,
Mhm.
and then you get those full slices of garlic, and I just tried adding it to my bites, and like, oh, that's
I
great.
think I think my trauma to raw garlic is there was that point in time when I was young when I got bitten by a dog.
Okay.
And Yaya Baby was all folklore cure, grabs garlic, rubs it on the wound.
Oh,
Because it supposedly kills the rabies bacteria.
there are a lot of things that they claim garlic can do.
And I always have that distinct memory until now. So,
Okay.
so maybe that's an association as to why I don't like raw garlic.
And then wasn't it early on like you also weren't a big fan of bell peppers?
Yes.
Like, but in a particular way.
I don't like raw bell peppers.
Okay.
I'm happy with it cooked because it gets sweeter.
Okay.
But then I know friends who eat bell peppers like apples.
And I've had them fresh in salads.
Yeah, but even in salads, I can't have it in large doses.
Mm-mm.
I know friends who can't take tomatoes or can't stand it.
Some can't stand onions.
I love tomatoes. Onions hit and miss.
because you also don't like them raw.
I don't like them raw at all, and there's a point when they're cooked that they get weird
What do you mean they get weird?
because they become jelly, and I don't like the jelly.
When they caramelize?
No, that's the good part because it gets sweet again. But there's that part where they're like phlegmy.
What are these descriptions of onions?
And then that kind of goes with certain food. So like when certain food, let's say you let it sit. So like beefsteak with the onions still freshly cooked, they're nice. But then if it's like a few days later and the onions start to disintegrate, it starts becoming weird onions.
Which is why actually, technically, this bistek, they actually serve it with the onions. More often than not, the onions
Raw.
are raw. It's
Yeah.
the raw red onion, and then it just kind of cooks in the residual heat of the sauce.
Urim says onions are loved in all degrees.
He also cites he has a high tolerance for smelly food because of his mother's training, and he ate a lot of medicinal things from roasted lizards to tree bark.
Mm. Once again, to other viewers who are out there, because we can see the counter does have a few more people. We can't tell who you are, but do please join in the comments and we'll incorporate you in the show.
Yeah, talk about weird food that you eat that you think a lot of people don't eat, or think about things that you absolutely don't want to eat still.
Vegetables, I used to really have trouble with sayote
Wow.
because I really felt it was lying to me. You're
La-
not really apples.
They're not pretending to be apples. If they are, it's people pretending it's apple, but it's not the sayote itself saying, "Hey, I'm an apple."
I know, but and then when you see the fruit itself, it like feels itchy because it has that weird,
It's kind of furry in some
yeah, that
parts.
weird furry covering.
And prep is so annoying. It's like it feels like so much work to prep sayote for some reason.
On a similar way, when it comes to fruits, I don't like chico.
Actually, there's a lot of fruit I feel I've never really eaten. Like I haven't eaten chico. I haven't really. I don't know if I tried siniguelas before. I can't remember.
Siniguelas are like tiny apples.
But they're not pretending to be apples.
They're not pretending to be apples. And then there's star fruit, which is interesting.
I can't. I don't think I've tried it. There's a lot of fruit I haven't tried. Like I haven't tried dragon fruit, or maybe except in a
We've
smoothie.
tried dragon fruit in Singapore.
No, but I don't remember.
That ice, it was like a bingsu thing.
You get the bingsu things. I don't get the desserts. Even before Keith, you're always the one trying these
That's true.
weird bingsu things and
That's true.
whatever local desserts. You literally try the local flavors. Okay.
Hiram says we need to have a fruit party. Well, fruit's not keto, so it's just
Yeah.
a yes.
I'll just stare at you now and just like, okay, eat your fruit. So and we have we used to have I can't remember which is which. There was an office mate who didn't like fruit, and there was an office mate who didn't like vegetables at all. And then so
I
it was
remember
always-
you mentioned that.
It's always fun to tease and like stuff for food. So
Vegetables, I get weirded out by some of the stuff. So like, mint is fine, thyme is fine, rosemary is okay.
okay, we're talking about herbsies.
Cilantro is hit or miss. It depends on how it was used. So like when we used cilantro for our dishes, those were fine.
Okay.
But then when some restaurants like have a huge sprig, and then suddenly,
Yeah,
it's
sometimes
like,
they overdo it and like it's
Mm-hmm.
there's a because cilantro is such a strong flavor, then it has to contrast with other things. But on its own, it's overwhelming, and I can understand how some people don't like it at all. Like, and they say right, parang some people are like chemically conditioned to not be able to enjoy
Yeah.
cilantro or something like that.
it registers as a soapy flavor for them.
Yeah.
So it's a genetic reaction to the flavor.
Oh, which is like us in peppermint.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really like pepperminty desserts
Mhm.
because it's like brushing your teeth.
Yura mentions bottom dwelling fish is very difficult for him to eat. Interesting. I wonder if that's also partly, I don't know, cultural or the way you're raised. Because sometimes there are those elements like, how there are some people who are trained young not to see shellfish as a proper food, or you have others who, um, at a very early age, are told that they might be lactose intolerant and stuff when they might not be, but their parents are. But you know how, since they're afraid their kids will also have it, they just make sure their kids don't. That sort of thing.
It's right up there with like now you have
Hey,
people
Kenny. Hey, Mitch.
who feel they have gluten allergies.
Yes, and that gluten thing. There's the gluten thing. There's the MSG thing,
The MSG thing we know is super fake.
and we know. There's so many times when the people who claim to be allergic to this, but then eat so many things that still have it. So
Yes.
you're like, I don't know. But I'd like to think there are really people who are.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes people just choose to misdiagnose themselves rather than get more formal diagnoses.
Mm-hmm.
There was something else I was going to say. Lechon paksiw. I cannot eat lechon paksiw.
Oh, why?
I don't like lechon paksiw.
We've had so much lechon paksiw
Yeah,
before.
and you normally eat it. When we have food that reaches lechon paksiw levels, I don't eat it. You do.
Because so I'm really the person who like used to eat a lot of like just about anything.
Well,
Which is funny
yeah.
because you're the one that's more known for weird combinations.
Yeah, I have weird combinations, but my weird combinations in my head make sense. Lechon paksiw looks like it was something that they pre-digested and then served.
This is someone who always looks forward to langka. To laing.
Ako laing.
Laing does not look appealing.
Laing is like, pesto on steroids.
Lying looks like
Muddy grass.
there was an old cartoon called Crow, which was about a Cro-Magnon kid living with Neanderthals,
Mhm.
and then they would always complain about eating mung, and that's what it looked like. It looked like this green, leafy, sloppy thing. Not, but I like lying, and
So
apparently I can
Jed
still
says
eat it.
okra and mongo. We were talking about okra earlier.
So
How
we're-
people don't like the sliminess.
We're definitely hashtag Team Procra.
But then for Jed to not like mongo, how did you have Fridays in your life? I mean, come on, mongo was such a staple. Every Friday there's mongo. It looks like puke, according to him. Okay, for me, what looks like puke is paksiw. Especially like you'll get a spoonful and it's weird sticky stuff, and then when there's a small bone and stuff like that. So
Because paksiw is the next cycle of life of a lechon after you
Yes.
buy it.
Urim loves lechon paksiw. Adds kare-kare without aswete. Looks very disturbing. That's true. The color is kind of needed. Mitch says
Dahon ng
dahon ng
saluyot
saluyot and okra. Christian, hey Christian, loves laing as well. Since we're in the concept of the veggie side, so I got you to try alugbate, right?
Yeah,
Which had bagoong. And
but
that
it
was nice.
But it wasn't a thing I didn't like. It was I had never eaten it before.
But I now wonder, Jed, do you eat alugbate? Because it has the same okra sticky, slimy feel.
That is an
So I'm
interesting
wondering
question.
if you also don't like alugbate.
Oh, Andre is another person who
Hey, Andre.
who can't eat onions. That's interesting.
Saluyot is love, according to Urim. Jed says it's the sandy texture.
Of mongo.
Probably. I get that. There is a graininess to mongo because I think it's starchy.
That's the uric acid building up. No, it's like
Yeah, but I think parang the starchiness is kind of rough, no? Which is why I think restaurants, they like, what's the word, sieve the mongo. Because their mongo feels almost like soup sometimes, right?
But it is a soup.
No, but it's like super
Clear.
Parang brothy na yung lumongo nila compared to real mongo, which is almost like champorado.
Here we go again. We're all roads lead back to champorado.
Okay, my fascination with champorado will be traced back to Star Wars. Because when you have Yoda,
We're
With
comparing it to Yoda food.
and Yoda was making his food, and Luke was getting, mine. It looked like champorado.
Toby does a good Muppet voice.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Kenny says, I don't eat kare-kare. The idea of peanut sauce baffles me. Don't get me wrong, I love peanut butter, but it being savory and the sauce weirds me out.
I feel
used
bad
to,
for you.
I used to feel that way. But then I
Well-
discovered the world of savory desserts.
Well, number one, I fell in love with kare before I knew what was in it.
That's true.
Because it was always with crispy pata, and
And
that
I-
was like my constraint. Like it's hard to have one without the other.
Mm-mm.
But then when you discover the world of satay, where, those different meat skewers which come with a peanut sauce. Thank you, Whistle Stop.
Mhm.
I found I really like that. So that's never really been a problem for me either. Oh, look, Mitch shares your huge cut of bell pepper problem.
Mm.
Because that was another thing. Like when I started like doing Mexican relish, you
Yeah.
specifically wanted the bell pepper
Thinner.
smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yuri mentioned Saluyot puts alugbate and okra's sliminess to shame. That's interesting. Jed says eggplant na
Jed's
torta.
breaking my heart.
You start and swallow parts of it that don't make down as long as it has a string of you going down your throat. Jed, I'm now very curious about certain things.
I think you need to chew. Don't just swallow.
this thing about sliminess and swallowing. I'm starting to get worried, Jed. And then kare-kare, going back to kare-kare. There was a time I was not aware it had peanut butter.
Yeah.
So that was a revelation. Oh, I love peanut butter. That's why I love kare-kare. But I always mistook kare-kare to be a meat dish.
Well, per se, I don't think it needs peanut butter. It just needs peanuts. But then it's more work to crush and stuff.
But the point I was making was that I mistook.
What do you mean you don't think it has a meat dish?
I always thought kare-kare was like short for carne.
I guess I can get that, but it's a beef dish.
Yeah, but I was like surprised. Why is there so many vegetables in this thing? Because I thought it was like just a pot of just meat. Because it's like carne with carne. But I guess I was missing the ends. Mitch shares Filipino ulam with coconut. Okay, so coconut is the other thing I don't like. Don't like coconut. Don't like desiccated coconut.
But you like laing.
Yes, because you can't tell there's coconut. But then, like when you have those kakanin,
So when I buy gising, you don't like it.
coconut on top, it's okay. It's not that bad.
I mean, to be fair, I wasn't necessarily a big fan of it growing up. But
But
then in my older years, I've learned to appreciate things with gata. And then
Yeah.
their keto.
yeah, but that's the thing. Gata is fine because for me, gata is not coconut. Gata is gata. Coconut, lalo na yung fresh with the flesh and stuff. It's like watery foreskin. And then the water naman is like watered down tea. So I've never been a fan of coconut.
Christian also has not eaten alugbati and also generally doesn't like okra except maybe in certain dishes like pinakbet.
Because pinakbet kind of breaks down its sliminess and covers it with
And
the
it
vinegar.
and it balances out with ampalaya. So it's
And
like
bagoong.
it's the war of strong flavors
Yeah.
in that dish.
And then kare-kare is a lot of hard work if you do it from scratch.
But we also live in modern times.
Yes, I don't like the coconut meat. Kenny was asking. I don't like the coconut water. I don't like coconut flavored stuff. So like if there was ice cream flavors I would not eat, that would be coconut and durian. Um, I don't like coconut shaved ice either.
But I came to appreciate like the coconut, the shavings that you have normally with different kakanin, and like especially on suman.
Mhm.
Oh, that was really good. Like when you I would coat the whole top with like the coconut thing.
I endure it because may kasamang sugar.
But the sugar comes with it. Yes.
Yeah, nga, so that's what makes it acceptable for me. But if it like, let's say we had a bingsu or ano, then it's like coconut shavings. So I'll mix it para I don't taste it. What?
Okay. Your Toby said bagoong, not suka.
No, I mentioned vinegar by mistake
Oh,
earlier
okay.
when I was trying to describe to counter the okra.
Okay. And Christian likes ampalaya, so good thing. So what else,
Fish.
Suddenly we jump to fish. To be fair, there are very few fish I know, like I identifiably know what
Mm.
they are. And so so tilapia is always a favorite. And then of course there's salmon because that's easy to identify. And then grilled marlin, blue marlin, always easy to identify.
I'm
Ostayige.
happy with fish as long as the bones are not my enemy.
But then that's most fish.
Yeah, which is why I'm one of the few people in the world na natitinik when we have fish fillet. And you've seen this.
I know.
You've seen this. As odd as it sounds, it has happened so many times.
Yeah, because like we've literally gotten salmon fillets, and then there are some bones, but then Toby like has more bones.
Or I'll fish out these really huge ones that come out of nowhere.
But yeah, in the full like nice clean like dory, and not naman dory, but in the bangus fillets normally,
Yeah.
I'll be fine. Toby always has bones, and I don't know.
Urim asks, how about palitaw? Again, sugar. It makes the coconut acceptable.
It's so weird.
But I like kaong, which is like the boba version of coconut, right?
I don't know. I've never had kaong.
You've never had kaong?
I don't think so.
It's like the calluses of a giant that you can nibble on.
This is not a good way to sell this dish on me. Okay, Kenny doesn't or rather can't eat dried fish because of the strong smell, woes of having asthma. I've never been triggered by food. I'm normally dust and animals,
Mhm.
so that's never. And I grew up with a lot of different dried fish in the house, and so I love I mean, apart from dying, danggit. I love danggit. Our
Mhm.
family loves danggit,
Mhm.
and that stuff is potent.
I think I really like fish when it's like really salty. The flavors really come out there. But then I don't like catfish. Hito.
I like catfish,
I always feel like
but
they're-
it really has to be prepared well, and it has to be eaten fresh.
yeah, and I feel like they're staring at you.
Because all the other fish aren't. You being the person who's like, ooh, the eyes are great.
Yeah, and
You
that's
like
why,
fish eyes.
yeah, because it's nice to fish them out and eat them, but when it's catfish, parang they're staring at you.
Mitch
judging.
says nasa halo-halo ang kaong. Okay,
Yeah.
and I think that's like, although I don't hate it, I've never been a super big fan of halo-halo because it always feels like so much work. It's
mean-
like it's a dessert that's like I can't. It's like too much effort to eat it.
Me, I like halo-halo because of that mix. What I don't like are like the mais con hielo and like that.
Why?
Because I feel like they're cheating you out.
It's so much simpler.
It's just ice and a can of corn.
There's milk and sugar.
And coconut.
Kasi that's I guess me wanting to eat things in certain proportions. That's my problem with halo halo.
So
Like,
why? So,
I can't eat everything in balance.
So why do you hate the razon's halo-halo, which is literally like a mais con hielo? Because
It is not
the
like a
razon's-
mais con
the
hielo.
razon's
It is just
halo-halo-
boring.
Exactly.
It's-
the razon's halo-halo is like two
It's
ingredients.
It's not it defeats the purpose
Diba?
of it being.
I'll
halo
have you
halo.
pay 3 times the price, and then I'll reduce your halo-halo ingredients to 3: ice, milk, and one thing.
So in contrast, Christian asked, "Do you?" Well, we generally don't like the Razon's halo halo.
No, the razon's halo-halo is the equivalent of deconstructed pulveron.
It's not that bad. Or actually, I think deconstructed pulveron is probably more edible
Yeah.
because it's still pulveron.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel the Razon's halo-halo is pretentious. So yeah, I'm sorry.
With a very unappealing color at the end. It's like it just likes a gray.
Mm.
So yeah, there's that.
And I know some people really like it. I just never found myself connecting to it.
And then I don't. I'm not a super big fan of, ironically, like these shaved ice desserts that you keep eating. I don't hate them, but then like I think it's the halo halo problem for me. That's so much. It's all this work to eat it, and then like I get lazy.
Yeah, I think my shaved ice obsession is just I miss scramble.
So we're in Singapore, so you might as well have that. And oh my God, there are so many shaved ice desserts in Asia. I guess you can say as a whole, it's a regional thing.
And then the joy of trying to figure out what flavor this color is, even if sometimes they're just color and not flavor.
Yes,
We
yes.
like fooling ourselves when it comes to food. What else? I don't get truffle.
It was like truffle oil. And
In the times we've had something that has truffle,
It just-
I don't get why it's all, oh my god, truffle, expensive, yummy.
I feel like it's the taste of umay. It's like, I mean, it does it. That's how I feel about it. Like I'm not super against it, but then it is very rare that I have felt that the dish was truly elevated by the addition of truffle.
My worry is I can't even tell what the taste that is supposed to be associated to truffle. So
I-
like when I have it, I'm like,
I think I know what it is, but yun nga, it translates to me as this weird oily umay in the back of my throat.
oh my.
But but I also feel like because a lot of restaurants are very heavy-handed with it.
Sorry, Mitch. How can you not love bananas?
But parang fresh bananas, because if it's turon or in Arasal Cubana, which is saba and not banana.
Okay, so I'm a huge banana person. Whether it's the fruit, whether it's dessert, whether it's candy, bananas. I go bananas over bananas. They're fun to eat with peanut butter because you then struggle to put the peanut butter on the banana. But then if you're really smart, you smother it with peanut butter, then you dip it in chocolate, then you freeze it. Oh, it's fun.
I don't know if this is what you would call smart.
Christian, why are you commenting in another group while watching the show?
You
It's
know,
funny
it's
because
like
I'm seeing
sharing.
it also, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'm always tempted to talk about it.
So Chris, like, if there's truffle in the dish, she'd probably order it on the menu. And then like, because even things like truffle fries, I don't like truffle fries.
I really don't get what truffle's supposed to taste like. I wish I knew. Your mentions, I don't feel the truffle in most dishes. Parang wala lang. Same.
It's a very subtle flavor.
So is it like an oily taste?
No, it's a thing.
Baka, is it like when you know you have olive oil in your dish? Ganon? It's that small undertone?
I don't nga detect I only detect olive oil as much as I detect truffle.
So I don't really get what the truffle taste is supposed to be. Okay, Javan. Oh no,
No,
that's the wrong
good
group.
shot.
Wrong group. See, I'm getting confused.
Don't close it, just minimize it because it's gonna keep popping open a new window.
Okay, Jed mentions they probably use synthetic truffle oil.
I mean that's true. There's like all these like ways to stretch truffle
true.
more.
And I'm sorry, but the fact is, isn't most of our food in some way synthetic already? I mean, they're not all
That's true
naturally
in the
grown anyway.
in the sense that like broccoli is not a vegetable that existed.
or
before
or the bananas
cultivation.
have been cultivated to the point that they no longer have seeds and are now edible, or how specific parts of certain plants are now cultivated to be retarded from their growth in order to be harvested. I mean, it shocked me to learn capers are flower buds.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm eating dead flowers, well, aborted flowers to be more precise.
Aborted flower babies,
That's it.
which makes you want to eat them more.
And then I wonder about olives.
What about olives?
I always think they're grapes that didn't get to become grapes.
They're olives.
I know, but I keep thinking, you could have been a grape, but no, you're an olive, and that doesn't make sense. That's how my brain works. um, Parang garlic, Jed mentions.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, see, garlic, I can distinctly tell if it's a garlic flavor. So maybe I need to really have a good dish that has truffle to recognize it more. Because when we had that other one with the pasta, the mushrooms were like the winner, and the truffle was blah. You remember that one?
Hmm.
That was the pasta place near.
Cubao.
No. Near Old Navy.
The one you ate at where I haven't eaten.
You haven't eaten. I went with Lay.
Every time you bring up this restaurant, we go through this same song and dance. No, Toby, I haven't eaten there. No, we did.
Wait.
Oh, it was an office
But
lunch.
then that now makes sense why I'd order it.
Kasi,
I'd be more, since I'm not eating with you, I'd be more, sige, I'll try this. It's, they're not stuff we normally have. Because we normally do order stuff we can share. Christian shares, I cannot read it, I took off my glasses. Oh my
them back
god,
on.
I love olives. Tama ba? Yes, I love olives din. I discovered this when I was on a business trip and we ate an Italian restaurant and we got served a bowl of free olives. No one else on the table ate it and I consumed the whole bowl. So I loved olives and pizza.
Okay.
And then when I tried to get myself some olives, I was so weirded out. Because
they look like grapes?
they look like grapes. Unless you get the ones that are sliced up.
Yes.
And then there's the ones na may laman.
Yes.
And that was like, wait, what the hell is this?
Which is
I
like,
just wanted
which
olives.
makes you think pimiento.
Why is this so confusing? And then there's green ones.
Yes.
Why are there green olives? Why aren't they called something else like grolives or something?
Because olives is a portmanteau of green and olives.
Yeah, but why just call it olives? Isn't that confusing?
Well, Christian likes the green ones more than the black ones. I admit I like the black ones because they're sweeter.
I like the black ones because for green I prefer capers.
For like that flavor profile.
And when I see the green olives, I kind of parang think it should taste like capers. That's my brain.
Oh, Kenny was asking, have we talked about mayonnaise? Because there are people who don't like mayo. That is true. There are people who don't like mayo.
It weirds me out that mayo is oil and eggs.
Okay, but you're not against the flavor. You're just confused by its formulation.
Yeah, because that really, really, really weirded me out.
I used to have I used to have plain mayonnaise sandwiches as a kid.
I used to think mayonnaise was sad butter.
Okay, explain.
It's butter minus the golden part that was all the flavor. So all you have left is fat.
But butter is also fat.
Yeah, I know, but that's how my brain made sense of mayonnaise. So you have mayonnaise, but then if you add flavor and joy, it becomes butter.
Flavor and joy, it becomes butter.
And then if you have mayonnaise, but you add fake flavor and joy, it's margarine.
You heard it here first. Toby's thoughts on mayonnaise and its relationship with butter and apparently margarine. Okay. Um. Cheese pimiento. I eat it, but I don't understand it. And then it's not something I look for.
Okay, my understanding of cheese pimiento is it's always a sandwich spread. Is it more than just a sandwich spread?
Let's look it up.
Is it a dip?
Well, everybody seems to the recipes are all as a spread.
Yeah, but I think
But
that's
most
a
of them
Filipino-
are also Filipino
Yeah,
pages.
So I've always been confused if cheese pimiento, what we call cheese pimiento, which is our sandwich spread, is actually not really what cheese pimiento is everywhere else. So I'm always confused about that.
Sandwich spread is ridiculous because it's mayo with pickles, right? Essentially.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
That's why I thought it was butter. Because you'd
No,
have
you have to finish that sentence.
no, because you'd have butter sandwiches, you'd have cheese sandwiches, and then you have mayo sandwiches. So I was thinking it was butter without the fun and treacherous little pickles.
So Kenny still has mayo sandwiches. Christian would have mayo with fries.
Mm.
I always felt that was interesting, but so much work. And then
I like mayo. With
and then
fries.
in recent years, when you ask for mayo, it's charged extra. And then never mind fast food. Yeah, I never got confused about what the pimiento and cheese pimiento is, which is literally pimiento peppers.
Yeah, it's a pepper.
So it always felt like it was like bell peppers in my cheese.
Mm-mm. I think they just used bell peppers here. I don't know. That could be.
These very, very trace amounts of pimiento.
So
when you get the jarred ones in the store, it's always like a whisper of pimiento.
Were there canned foods you never liked eating?
Indeed. And this is me when Century Tuna started coming out with all its flavored tunas, like the machado tuna, the adobo tuna, I ate them all. I super got into them. So I've not been. It's very rare there's a canned thing I didn't eat.
I did not like Vienna sausages
I love Vienna sausages
because they felt like hot dog traders.
What is a hot dog traitor?
Kasi parang they're like soggy and weird. Not like hot dogs where fry us, roast us.
But a lot of hot dogs are boiled.
No, we didn't do boiling that much.
Yeah, but a lot of commercial like when people think about a proper New York hot dog, sometimes a lot of them are boiled sausages.
I think I remember when we went to the States when I was young, I was so shocked that their hot dogs were weird. And that was because they boil them.
Yeah.
I was more used to frying them in oil.
Okay, Mitch doesn't like sile. To be fair, I'm not a super big fan of spicy, so peppers are difficult. Tom recalls canned
Hey,
paksiw.
Tom!
Didn't enjoy that. And then Mitch, breaking my heart, also not a fan of Hunt's pork and beans.
I like pork
I
and
love
beans.
Hunt's pork and beans.
I hated the fact though that they were really honest that it's just
it's one piece of pork and beans.
you look for that one little piece of fat. That's your pork.
Yeah, and then and my sister obsessed about it because when she moved to Singapore, they don't have Hunt's pork and beans,
Mm.
and so she had to find the closest tasting one, and it's some weird brand. I can't. It's something Ayam or something, and
Mhm.
it's close enough. But yeah, the pork and beans is
Oh.
still enough.
I do remember enjoying Vienna sausages when I had it with liver spread.
Yeah, it works well, and then I love it. Or I love plain Vienna sausage. I used to have plain, not plain, but Vienna sausage sandwiches which was basically mayo and Vienna sausage, and then you cut the sausages lengthwise, and then you'd alternate them like logs. So as you bite, you generally have a sausage per bite, but you also have these distinct gaps without.
So Urim shares pork and beans was prize for me, and then Tom adds
I love that
pork
one.
is silent.
The
in
pork is
and
silent
beans.
in pork and beans.
That's a good one. Mitch shares Shanghai, very picky. Nagsawa nung college years.
Like lumpiang Shanghai.
Mm.
That's what you're talking about.
Probably.
So, and then like just from an FYI perspective, a lot of canned stuff I also can't eat because the preserving process and the nature of foods that are canned are also not keto. So
They usually have a sugar additive.
yeah,
to
so
keep
we
them
still
lasting
we
longer.
still have corned beef, but I can only use it as like a diffused meat element in a dish. And normally it's like I'll have a smaller can
Oh.
of corned beef and a huge pot of cabbage.
Do you guys remember that sacrilege to food called canned chicken?
Yeah, we tried that. We
was
tried that. That was
weird.
just weird.
That was so weird.
It was trying to compete in the tuna market as like the healthy food in a can
That was just so weird.
because it was like boiled chicken in brine.
Yeah, and it just felt weird.
Jed doesn't eat atay.
Jed, we have to talk. I'm very, very, very curious now.
I used to. I wasn't a super big fan in the beginnings. Like when you had things like menudo and there's always liver.
Mhm.
But then I came to appreciate over time, and I think I knew I came full circle when I don't know what the name of the dish is, but it's like adobo, but it's chicken bits and like it has the heart. It has the chicken heart and I don't know what you call that, but I super love that, and whenever I'd see it in the office canteen, I'd get it.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those. It looks like menudo slash afritada slash. It's the yan na lang po, whatever that is. There's the canned hamburger. I remember reading about that. I never tried it. Okay, so we talked about canned stuff. We talked about vegetables earlier. We talked about fruits at the start.
Yeah.
Let's now talk about fast food.
Why do you say it that way?
Because, this is now the tricky part where people will be very defensive about their fast food choices.
Generally, I also can't eat fast food now because of keto. It's been 2 years, and I don't super miss it.
But do you remember any fast food that you will not touch?
I've never eaten at an Angel's Burger or a Minute Burger.
Those are good.
I've never eaten at a Scott's Burger. I've only eaten at Burger Machine.
Those are like, when you don't have money, they're good. Mitch shares Jabby fries is bleh.
Wait, Mitch also has her Menudo Afritada Caldereta ranking, which is Menudo Afritada Caldereta. That's interesting. I would put Caldereta higher, but I may be influenced by my family because we liked it spicy.
Jay shares my balon-balunan.
Yung may balon-balunan. What's balon-balunan?
You can double check. It sounds familiar. I'm not sure if I have the same.
Oh, gizzard.
Okay.
It's
there.
yes, that thing with the gizzard. Whatever that dish with the dinner is. And I think it is adobo. It's adobo atay and balon-balunan, looking at the recipes that are coming up. I love that. Okay. But yeah, I'm always worried about sugar and adobo sometimes now. So like I can't. Okay. So fast food. We don't. Well, where there's a lot of fast food that I don't necessarily hate, but we would not really go to. Like I know we tried Brothers Burger, and then I didn't get it.
I was fine with Brothers.
It was like okay, but I didn't feel it was super worth it. Compared to like Big Better Burger.
That's true.
Big Better Burger was like more creative.
That's true. What was that ramen place that everyone loved that was just bleh for us?
Ano, Mendocoro.
Yeah. We're not Mendocoro fans.
We did like Mendocoro, and then there was the soba one, the udon one that's on High Street. Also didn't like that.
Given the choice to eat Mendocoro or to just grab McDonald's, I'd rather go to McDonald's.
And then I think the only like the ramen places we like were like Ramenagi.
Which is now dead.
It's now dead because we can't eat there anymore because I'm keto.
Darn you, pandemic.
It's still there. It's not dead. You're thinking of the other restaurant,
Right,
Toby.
right. Wrong
You're
one.
thinking of the other. Ramen Nagi is very much alive.
Yeah.
You're
Musashite.
Musashite. Musashite is the one
I
that's
remember
gone.
the name.
Congratulations. Okay.
Fast food. Christian mentions, not sure there is some that I won't eat, but I do think the quality of KFC chicken has dropped quite a bit in the last year. That's because they're KFC chicken now and not Kentucky Fried Chicken.
That urban legend that they're no longer chickens but these mutants with like 10 legs.
Like this ball of chicken butts and then
Why are they chicken butts? That's not
Parang-
even a part you can get from KFC.
Kenny mentions, I don't like Brothers Burger. Maybe it was just the branch, but the food really wasn't good.
It just feels a little
Okay,
overpriced. for me.
I think for us, we never liked their burgers,
It didn't.
but we were happy
stand
with
out.
their rice meal. They had that
I never ate their
rice
rice
with
meal.
ulam. No, we used to get that sa Cubao.
No, we didn't get Brothers.
We got that
No.
Brothers a few times.
We get Big Better Burger in Cubao.
Well, we went to Big Better Burger more.
We could order delivery from Big Better Burger, which is just down the street.
Jay, what? Masashite no more? Yung malapit sa Maybank, sa taas ng McDonald's?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone. It died last year pa.
We're very sad, but it's gone.
It died during the pandemic.
Tom mentions Cheesecake Factory's cheesecakes are blah. Ironically, the people I know only go there for other food meals. Well, there's a lot of that, Like a lot of people go to Mary Grace, not really for,
We're Mary Grace. That kind of defeats the analogy. Sana you said pancake house and people don't eat the pancakes.
People go to the pancakes in Pancake House.
No, people go for the waffles.
It's true. and, then,
And the house special set.
and then nothing's really crispy and Krispy Kreme.
False advertising, apparently.
CPK, too mahal. I think the only thing I liked in California Pizza Kitchen, they had this salad that I liked.
Was it the one with the
Parang
with
Asian,
the orange?
Asian something.
With the mandarin
it didn't
oranges?
have it didn't have mandarin oranges, but it did have that crunchiness, which I always felt like was picnic mixed into
Because
the
it
salad.
had those wonton things.
Yes,
The fried wonton.
So I think it was a chicken Asian salad or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, that was the only thing I liked. The pizzas, but ordering a mac and cheese that tasted sour. Okay, I think you had a bad mac and cheese. I don't think anytime that pasta will be sour and
CPK
okay.
just felt like something to eat at because like when Glorieta was new and it was one of the first restaurants at Glorieta and like, ooh, what's this? And then like let's all eat at CPK and then have coffee at the one Starbucks at 67.50.
Chowking Lomi is you, according to Mitch.
I've never tried.
Okay, the thing about Chowking for me is I think Chowking was better when they were still street food level.
What do you mean street food level?
Because when Chowking started, they were like these small food areas near stations ng jeep and the like. But then later they grew big enough to have their own restaurants, like
Okay.
Jollibee. But when they were those small esquinita restaurant types, and those were like the open air, you have the table, and then they're in the middle, and they serve the food. The quality of the food was much more authentically.
Are you sure that
flavorful.
was Chowking?
Yes.
Okay. I've never encountered that. Although I do
Maybe it was a Parañaque thing.
maybe. Or I do feel that Chowking was more the food was better when everything was like when you dined in, they still served it in even just the plastic bowls and plates.
Oh,
Versus-
I remember that.
Versus now everything is
Styro.
always ready for takeout.
Yeah,
It's just like, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Sex is good.
Of course. That's a South thing. But I was a Gouda kid. Good
Oh
for
my God,
every
Gouda's
all.
good too. But Gouda always has that sinfulness, right? They have they always have free bowls of soup no matter what you order.
Isn't that like many Carinderia style restaurants serving extra soup?
Yeah.
So yeah, Gouda was what I used to think of like getting sangang. But then that's that's I'm a North person, so
So,
and then
Kwek is fun. Oh, Signag Express had those, the jarred balot. That was so
I've never
strange.
seen that.
It's like it's a jar of like three balots that have been scrambled up. So you like serve it like soup.
Wow. So there's a common thread of people saying that whatever restaurant has changed, whatever has changed. I wonder if it's really changed or have we changed? It's like our perception of it, because there is that sort of rose tinted view of your past, and
Mhm.
things always tasted better when you were
Yeah.
younger because of the different memories you may associate
Or the
with
fact
the
that the
eating
production process
experience.
was different. I mean, the hamburgers of McDonald's were very different from the hamburgers of McDonald's now.
That is
There really
true.
was a juicy, almost handcrafted pattiness in the burgers you get
Especially if you
back
got the
then,
big ones.
diba? And the playgrounds were also fun.
I feel like I got super disappointed like when I eventually there was that stupid feeling like as you grow up I can get a Big Mac now because I'm an older
Hmm.
person. I'm not limited to just a cheeseburger.
And then they look so small
Yeah,
now.
but by the time I got to a Big Mac, it's like this looks kind of flat. It's like this doesn't feel like a Big Mac. So I don't know. Then it's that long running. The commercials never quite. The
Yeah.
food never lived up to the commercials.
And I think that's also part of. I mean, with the
Food
production
styling.
with the production process now having a lot of it pre-processed and
It's super
pre-prepared.
standardized
Yeah.
across the
Because
franchises.
Shakey's, for example, really used to stand out because you really felt how fresh everything was. Diba? The damn hero sandwich took so long to prepare because they would have to prepare it and then heat the bread and all this and that. Which, when they stopped doing and had more processed means, Subway swapped in and did the same thing. So Subway sandwiches were suddenly the bomb. And then by the time Quiznos comes in, everything's pre-processed. Now they're all pre-chopped. They're all pre. So suddenly it's suddenly more.
And these are all places I no longer eat at. I feel slightly bad sometimes, but like I miss Burger King.
Yeah.
You can still have Burger King.
Well, okay. In as much as I can, it's always such a huge guilt moment if ever I try to order anything. Whether or not you say it's okay, I know that you're like either not happy to smell it or wishing you could try it.
But to be fair,
So I never
Burger
feel
King,
comfortable eating anything else.
Burger King is not. It's not a strong like. I don't have strong smell memories of Burger
Mhm.
King compared to like McDonald's fries. Oh, that's
Mhm.
insidious. That McDonald's fries smell intoxicating, and
Mhm.
then yeah, it was like my only weird discovery with Toby eating Pringles is that they sound delicious. It's all these mix match senses of
Mhm.
Oh,
No,
Goto
plant-based.
King. Ooh,
Oh,
that's fun
Goto King's good
too.
too.
Can't eat
Yeah.
there anywhere else. Okay.
So Christian mentions been wanting to try the plant-based burger or of Burger King. Now I can't vouch for that per se, but which was that one from our friend who recommended this vegan place, the Green Kitchen or something like that.
Okay.
They did have a plant-based burger, which wasn't bad at all.
I used to have us eating corn,
Yeah.
mushroom meat. Well, technically fungus, not mushroom.
Mhm. So going back to things we don't eat. So it's hard to think of things we don't eat because when it comes to fast food, I think generally we like things. But to really push and try to see if you will agree, how many of you are open to sushi or sashimi from those kiosks?
Which kiosk?
Yung mga nasa tabi ng MRT or sometimes they have those places.
I mean, shawmai. I feel
Siomai-
safe enough because it's
siomai
still
always-
cooked. Eh.
Shomai always feels safe
I've never
enough.
seen sushi at a thing. Well, I guess sometimes there's California.
I've always been
Maki, no?
afraid though to get shawmai and shopao ever since those videos of how they used chopped cardboard that they flavored with flavoring as fillings for fake food in China. So I always get freaked out because I know that's also happening in the Philippines to some degree. So scary. Because when you eat shopao or shawmai, you can't really tell the laman sometimes. It's just this mush that
I
tastes
think-
meaty.
But I think you would notice if there was cardboard.
Not if it was chopped very well.
chew your food.
Because it's then
Message. The message for the night is chew your food and check the textures.
What
Don't
else?
just swallow, people.
Um, I was always guiltily tempted to try but never went for it. Yung mga pancake na binibenta nila when you're like in a bus. And then you'll see this guy walking around with a stack of pancakes, and then he'll like scrape margarine on it before he gives it
I
to you.
haven't ridden in enough buses to encounter a guy with pancakes.
But I always tell myself, parang, tagal na yan. Don't order that.
Oh, I thought like there's something else I didn't quite like, which I mentioned before, but I'll say it again. Ilocos empanada.
Yes. We never got the point.
Never got into it.
Ilongkos empanada.
And then like as an empanada, you
Masarap na yung birthday cake with margarine. Jed, and you don't eat monggo?
it's like because Ilocos empanada, it always feels like you can't really. It's not really a travel snack because there's so many gooey things in it. It starts disintegrating and it gets so oily.
So me, I don't like it super starchy because they need to make that thing thick enough.
Thick to hold everything.
And then I don't like it super oily.
Because they deep fry it like a mother.
And
fracker.
since the thing is so thick, the oil really is like.
it gets absorbed.
And then
Yes.
lastly, I don't like it's artificially colored.
It's because it's bright orange.
Kasi parang.
The color of street food frying. It's bright orange.
And it has that artificial feel, taloy, na parang they had to make it that bright so that it seems it's yummy. So I don't like that.
Mm. Mm.
Yes, Jed mentions naka-roll and naka-wrap, then you dip it in white sugar. I know, I'm always so tempted when I see those pancakes, and I'm like,
I have never seen pancakes sold on a bus. I've only encountered the different types of eggs and the Dunkin' Donuts guy and I don't know, corn, things like that. But
Christian mentions, I don't know, I ate it once, I don't remember it being oily, maybe because I was drunk at the time. Well, when you are drunk, oily things are normal food.
yeah, it's particularly good that because it'll help the alcohol bond to the oil and get out. That's the logic, the theory behind it.
And then I remember there was a
Jay
friend.
likes Ilocos.
There was a friend who I knew before who did not like luncheon meat.
Okay.
It didn't matter if it was Spam or any other brand, but luncheon meat.
To be fair, I feel like I guess it can be argued that luncheon meat is not necessarily Spam. Because Spam is particularly spiced ham.
Yeah.
Although very similar.
Yeah,
Or worse, it's not meat, also canned meatloaf.
yeah.
Which-
So they're both like the ancestors of chicken nuggets, right?
What?
Because it's like all these meat stuff ground and then turned into a product that you can cook and eat. So in many ways, they're all sausages.
No, because they don't come with a skin.
It's a fat layer.
It's not the skin. It's not a wrapping that contains it. So it's not a proper sausage, and the can doesn't count. I will debunk this. Like no, I draw the line here. I will not let you go with that one.
Jed mentions you can't eat oysters. Both times food poisoning,
Oh, that's
diarrhea, stomachaches.
sad. I love oysters.
Yeah, we are huge oyster fans. So there were those times. I forget which place that was. They'd have the ones with the bed of salt and all that. And,
Yeah, when you eat the nice proper oysters Rockefeller dish.
yeah, and then we'd have like 2 servings, so it's like 1 plate each for us.
Yeah, and because my grandma got me into it because we'd eat at Mario's. Oh my god, you remember Mario's? Which is like, ooh, fancy Italian eating. Eat the breadsticks and then your oysters in the opening meal. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of empanada discussions. So, I don't know. So, my perspective.
What? And the one Jed had was baked oysters. Okay, yeah,
Wow.
I guess you are not.
That was not lucky.
Maybe you don't really go well with oysters.
You're super gay, man. You're super gay. Okay.
Europe loves oysters, of course. We used to buy sacks of them, and it's scary, how you have to what's the word? Shock them when you.
Mm-mm. Well, then ultimately, I mean, like, and like if ever we were to do the reverse episode in the sense of like food that you can't live without, maybe versus food that you don't eat. my transition to keto has like thrown that all out the
Yeah.
window, and I've
For
just
me too.
I've just I'm sorry, but yeah, we've given up a lot. We've
Mhm.
given up a lot of things, and um, and I'm okay. Like I kind of miss stuff at times, but it's
And we
you get
kind
over
of we
it.
kind of shattered the. I mean, like I used to be super into tocino, and
Mm.
then there was a time I was buying tocino pa. But then every time I'd have
It's like
tocino,
this explosion of
parang it's
sugar.
too much na, and it just there wasn't the same joy anymore.
Yeah, so that's the biggest revelation. And like if ever any of you decide to go low carb, whether it's keto, paleo, Atkins, whatever,
Mm-mm.
um, but that when you take out carbs from your life, then you will realize how much of it is in use,
Mm-mm.
and then that everything is, and it's not just rice and pasta. It's also sugar in almost everything we have, and
Yes.
then it it just surprises you at it surprises you at how much is out there. And yeah, so it's a weird thing. So I understand a lot of low
Ooh.
carb advocates and books and literature actually say that was this you are the effect of carbs is addictive.
Mm.
Your body is literally chemically addicted to having it and must maintain it at increasing levels.
So I guess still keeping it in the episode then. So what are the foods we don't eat anymore?
Well,
And
obviously,
and it's not that we're missing it. It's just that we realize we're not. These aren't things we like. So look, I have tocino, for example. Used to be such a staple for me. Now I don't really
tocino
look for
used to
it.
be my default. Like if I order a breakfast, it
Mhm.
would be a tocino. So I don't have that
So
anymore.
there's ramen. In as much as we miss ramen,
Ramen broke my
it
heart.
still feels romanticized because when you tried having ramen once for a birthday,
Yeah,
it wasn't the same anymore.
it wasn't good. It just felt like there's just so many noodles in this thing, and oh my god, it was just so weird. It was just so weird. So it was a soup with this whole mass of noodles in the middle, and I couldn't appreciate the noodles anymore because as much as the noodles somewhat absorb the flavor,
Mm.
but to get through the fullness of having noodles, it didn't feel worth it.
Related to what Urim posted, he mentions he's outgrown red hot dogs. I've realized I've lost the joy of hot dogs as well. Remember, I used to still buy some hot
Yeah,
dogs, but we also started getting the sausages that are also low carb. And I started to realize the hot dogs just
it's just
parang,
sugar.
yeah, and wala. I just stopped buying them. I don't miss them. I miss the joy of the really nice tostado hot dog because there
Mm.
was that nice,
But that's the sugar kasi burn.
yeah. But even there, parang if we could have that with the skin of the sausage, okay na ako. It's not the hot dog I'm looking for.
Mitch says chicken feet. Oh, but I love chicken feet. But then most chicken feet preparations, because
It's
of
sweet.
the Chinese, is sweet, so I don't have it
Mhm.
anymore.
They have the sweeter sauce kasi in part of that.
Yeah, yeah. Parang
Yeah.
asado-ish.
What else don't we get
I
anymore?
kind of miss. This Shopao. It's another so much carb, so many carbs.
For me, pizza. I think pizza is the regret that there isn't really a good pizza substitute. So far, we've had substitutes which basically feel like pizza cakes, and it doesn't
Yeah,
hit
so
the right place.
the sugar-free bakery slash Ketos of Manila does an almond flour pizza, but the crust is crumbly, like a
Para
cheesecake.
siyang ano, actually the best description is think of the cornbread.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
think
like
of the
cornbread
cornbread
that flakes off and powders.
roasters. But now make that cornbread the size of a pizza. So that's what it's like. So it doesn't really work. I think the closest I got to making it work is the egg pizza approach, wherein I tried to cook the ingredients in a way that it'll be like a roasted
To
pizza.
be fair, when Princess was still doing her mini pizzas, those were good pizzas.
Those were good. Yeah.
Those were good keto friendly pizzas.
Yes.
So I've rarely encountered nice keto friendly pizzas. And then the other challenge is that the price of a small keto friendly pizza, it's like a 10-inch, costs like the party size
Yeah.
of a regular pizza. Then it's like,
Oh, I thought of something else.
oh.
Popcorn.
Yeah. But to be fair, I don't know. Like, I worry, like, if we ever, like, no, not if. when we go to Disneyland, popcorn is such a big thing of the Disneyland
Mhm.
experience, and then like we're not going to participate.
Yeah, but even when we had popcorn last time, it was like wala na. It wasn't as fun anymore.
You'd have it at O, and then I would try one, then like I'm okay. Like I don't miss it enough.
Because we don't even buy any more extra popcorn at all. We
Mhm.
only have the usual
If
the free
if
one.
they share us popcorn, then
And we
we'll
just
they'll
really
eat
buy
it.
the chicharon bulaklak and the tokwat baboy. We don't get popcorn na talaga. We
Mm-mm.
only get popcorn when they give us or when there's someone new and we're like, here, try the popcorn.
I've gotten over missing potato chips. I used to think I would still look for it,
Mhm.
but then I've gotten over it. And then actually even like I maintain chicharon, but then like I get tired. Like it's because it's just a lot. It's a strong explosion
Mhm.
of salt, and then like I don't have a lot of it, so I space it out. Maybe if I got RL Lapids and like
Mm.
Lapid chicharon always tastes a bit more neutral.
Christian mentions just bought microwavable popcorn a few weeks ago. Plan to eat it during the next game night, which is this weekend.
yes, we're gaming this weekend.
Ang tanong ko lang, Christian, or how are you prepping it? Because remember, you cook it in the bag, but then some people, after they cook it in the bag, they put it in the bowl so that the mix is better. Others keep it in the bag and stuff like that.
We used to cut a hole in the bag.
We have a little panel.
Yeah, and then chopsticks.
Yeah.
Other things, and then like because there's so many, there's so many little keto desserts. Then like I don't really find myself missing cakes.
Mhm.
I kinda miss donuts only because keto donuts are a lie. They're cake shaped. They're donut shaped cakes and yeah. Um, other things, but yeah, but I think the moving away from noodles was kind of a bit of a surprise.
Mhm.
And then like we've discovered a really good keto substitute for noodles and
So that
pasta.
works. Yeah.
But parang nalulula pa rin ako.
Yeah, I mean, we have it in small doses and that works.
Yeah.
Parang we'll have it once a week and that's okay.
I
Once every 2
I like
weeks.
keeping it in stock just for quickie food. But like but I might just go back to the shiratake because nga the almond flour ones are like heavier than I'd like. So parang I feel like sort of like what happened with ramen. I've gotten past that. I don't like this so much of my meal experience is this empty flavor.
Mhm.
It's kind of thing. The carb part of it. So yeah.
Christian mentions, I think I'll put it in a bowl. I don't like the cheese getting on the back of my hand whenever. That's why we cut a window.
Yeah, just to save on
Yeah.
washing.
So you have your bag.
Lay it on its
So if
side.
this was the bag, you lay it on the side, and then you cut a panel so the panel opens upwards. And now you have a total open area to grab popcorn. But then use chopsticks.
Yeah. Other weird things we stopped eating. But yeah, I did a lot of fast food.
Hmm.
Ended up not doing a lot of fast food. It's also what's prevented me from exploring things like getting a Food Panda Pro, whatever membership because most of the places I can't order from, then we won't really save a lot. So I don't know. What else? I kind of miss fruit, but I was never super big on fruit.
I was
So,
about to say fruit. Yeah.
so I'm okay. I'm okay without fruit. At least you can still have your fruit.
Hmm. Although me, I find it hard to have fruit because
Because you're the only one eating it, and so
Yeah.
then you have to finish the minimum quantity that the grocery assigned to you, and then it becomes more punishment carbs for Toby. Because you really have to. The Siniguelas is going so quickly.
and that's partly because also our ref is kind of filled up because
Yeah.
we do fill it with vegetables. So there's a lot of challenges in space. It's funny, but it's. I never thought I'd be living a life wherein I'm like, oh my god, there's not enough space in the ref because of the vegetables.
I'm so sorry.
And it's not even a complaint. It's
Yeah.
saying we love our vegetables.
Because it's like the bottom vegetable chiller is just lettuce.
That to help you visualize it. The
It's
bottom.
practically all lettuce.
What was the term for that? Is it chiller?
Yeah, it's a crisper. I
Yeah,
guess
crisper.
vegetable crisper.
So that's just lettuce, and then the next part in the bottom where normally you'd have your
Soft
sodas
drinks,
and the
yeah.
like. That's like peppers,
broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage,
cabbage,
wambok.
yeah. And then the level after that would be around 3 to 4 dozen eggs,
Yeah.
and then you'd have the kimchi cans and some leftover containers, and then the upper level would be other containers and other regulars.
And then my
So,
keto dessert.
Then we'll have to rotate space So like I can't prepare chicken early in the week because
Because
the
there's
ref
no
is still
space
filled
for
up
the chicken.
and stuff like that.
It's just funny. Oh my god, our food changes.
Mhm.
So, any other particular foods that we don't eat? Like I kind of miss the concept of like our Esbarro dates before.
Mhm.
These are the staple places we would eat when they go to Esbarro.
Mhm.
And then, but now that's all pasta and pizza, so we don't do that. At Aura, our staple before was ramenagi, and then
Mhm.
no longer eating ramenagi. Um, and then places like Fridays and stuff, it's like it's so hard to find something to eat at Keto.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of past Fridays and Chili's and stuff. But we only end up eating there if the family is eating there.
And there were those, like Fridays once had that thing where it's like all these different meats. But then when you try it, it's all sweet sauce, so it doesn't work.
Yabu never got into Yabu. Yabu is the tonkatsu, right? And no, we didn't really get into Yabu. Even pre keto, we weren't super fans.
And then I guess to close, I do miss Japanese food
I miss Japanese food.
because other than sashimi, none of it really works because they all have rice to some degree.
Mm-mm. So like even just like I miss sushi with rice,
Mm.
which is funny because I can still have sashimi, but like I used to have this big dream of like I wanted Toby and I to go for a a tasting menu of
Mhm.
Japanese and just a full omakase and like let the chef prepare, but then that's all rice. So then it's like am I really gonna do that now? And like am I still gonna enjoy it? And then sashimi is always more expensive than its sushi equivalent, like from a roll or from a whatever on rice. Then
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, because when we do still have Japanese food, there is that. Although it's hard because of now the fasting windows, there is that Japanese
buffet
buffet place in Aura where
ogetsuhime.
we would get a lot of
We just get
salt,
tenderloin.
salt and pepper lang yung tenderloin,
Yeah,
and then it's sashimi and some steamed fish.
the salmon head.
Yeah,
You get
salmon
one
head.
salmon head order,
And
and then
then
there's a lot of sashimi.
tamago, sashimi. That's pretty much it. We don't really get anything else. And that's still fun. But yun nga, since their hours are odd against our fasting window hours, it doesn't seem to be a possible option as well.
Mitch ordered 8 cuts onion rings via Grab, but it's sad when I got home. Well, to be fair, onion rings are a challenge for anyone to deliver,
Mm-mm.
and that's why Burger King's onion rings have a very thick breading to like survive more. But then when I could still have onion rings, I really like the onion rings with the very light batter. Then you can enjoy the onion
Mm-mm. So
more.
less Burger King onion rings and more the brick.
Closer to that. But then like I can't remember what restaurant had good onion rings.
The Rax brick.
Yeah, we or
And then there was that other place that had an onion flour. I forgot what restaurant that was.
Outback maybe.
Yeah, I think it was Outback. That wasn't so bad. Yeah.
So I don't know. So I'm glad that
Churros has entered the chat.
the La Lola churros. That's just a gimmick.
La Lola Churros is the churros of Ilocos Empanada.
No, you mean the Ilocos empanada of churros?
Yes. Because
Okay.
they're just like oily things that some people seem to love for some reason. We should wrap up.
Yeah, because you're just getting shadier.
So that pretty much covers the different food that we don't eat. For the rest of the week, we are still having a few episodes. Tomorrow, I'll be guesting in a show that a friend is holding.
Yes.
The show is called Panel Show. It's at 9 p.m. and I'll be sharing the link. We'll be talking about comics, RPGs, board games, and the like. It's part of the
It's funny. It's called the panel show, but like it's one guest.
because they talk about comic books and panels.
It's not like a panel of
And then this
guests.
month is targeting on a lot of the creators who were not straight. And then Thursday, oh my gosh,
There.
Thursday, we're talking about the colors of the wavelength, which was a recommended topic, a requested topic by Kenny, right?
Yes.
And then Friday, we go after dark.
Which is also suggested by Kenny.
Friday, we're talking about sexual positions. So please do join us, as Friday will be the last episode for this week. We're keeping the weekend looser.
And it's also the last Friday for like our Pride Month sort of coverage for Baduy Pride.
Yes.
So, yeah. So we did Soji, we did Finding Your Sexuality, we did Corporations and Pride, and then we're ending with Sexual Positions, because why not?
So yeah, that is our episode for tonight. We had a lot of fun, and we hope you'll join us again next time.
For questions or suggestions for future episodes, fill up the Google form at bit.ly Baduy Pride Ideas. Thanks again to Mitch for suggesting today's topic, and we were worried that you weren't able to join, so we're glad you still joined the episode. You can follow us on Twitter, @AltoBinoShade, RG Sunico.
You could also check out our blog, baduypride.com, for all the previous episodes and stuff about us.
So feel free to continue the conversation in the comments below and let us know, what are things that you really won't eat, and yeah, feel free to debate it out. Kenny doesn't remember suggesting the Friday episode. Mitch doesn't remember her suggesting this one either. Good job, guys. Good job. And be sure to subscribe for notifications, whether on Facebook or YouTube, so we don't miss our next live stream. Once again, I'm Rocky.
And I'm Toby.
And this is Baduy Pride. Good night, everyone.